Eamon Khan here with Eddie Hearn in New York ahead of ring card Shakur Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopez. Always a bit different when it's a New York card, Madison Square Garden. This place steeped with history. How are you feeling for the fight week?
Can't wait. I mean, a big fight week for us. Obviously, we've got Josh Kelly against Mertzalayev from Newcastle earlier in the night. Huge world title fight. And then over to what will be a sold-out Madison Square Gardens for one of the fights of the year. You know, two generational great fighters in really their absolute prime. And that's what we love to see. Special arena, special fight, great undercard, big night.
You're working with Shakur. What's your expectation of the problems you'll face with Teo?
Big problems. Great fighter, Teofimo Lopez. You know, always steps up on the big occasions. Tricky, awkward, powerful, athletic. But Shakur's very special, and he always finds a way to win. And you know, you've got to really take Shakur out of his comfort zone. And this is a kid that lives in his comfort zone. You know, he's such an intellectual fighter. He's such a gifted fighter, looking to become a 4-division world champion, which I think we should be really praising at such a young age. Like I said, I think this is, you're watching a generational, you know, talent in Shakur Stevenson. And I expect a tough test against Teofimo. I really do, but I think he'll be triumphant.
Huge shift in sands this year, easy for me to say, in 2026. Are you expecting tough competition from other rival promoters and Dana White specifically?
Yeah, I mean, we've had tough competition for the last 15 years. None tougher than Mr. Warren, who that was a real bloodbath for 15 years. And then coming over to America, you know, Leonard Ellaby and those guys told me I'd, you know, never last. Top rank and Bob Arum told me that the zone would never work. And, you know, we won't do anything in America. We're still here. We're top of the tree as far as I'm concerned. You know, we're doing amazing things in the sport, and we want competition. And to have competition like Dana White is, you know, it's a blessing and it's a lot of fun. And I'm really excited and motivated. It's what I need. I think the sport needs it. I think it's great for the sport, and we look forward to seeing how it plays out.
Dana White's put out a load of quotes. He says he hasn't kind of added anyone, but he said that what he wants to do, he wants to blow everyone out of the water. After that launch card of Super Boxing, the first one, do you feel blown out of the water?
No, no one does. But I don't think that's necessarily the aim. I think they're learning in the sport of boxing. I think that you know, it's going to take them a while to get to grips with it. And I think they've just decided to just get going. You know, what you saw on Saturday, I don't think was really a reflection of what Zuffa boxing will be. Because if it is, it ain't going to last for very long. And they're better than that, and they know what they're doing. I mean, whether they can do it, it'll be interesting to see. I feel in a very strong position. But like I said, I'm not a hater. I'm not like, oh, the card was terrible. You know, it is what it is. It's their first event. You know, they've got another one on Sunday or Monday, is it? Something like that. It's good for boxing. Fighters are getting opportunities and more eyeballs on the sport.
You're looking to grab your fighters. Do you feel on a defense? Bam Rodriguez currently has offers on the table. You've got matching rights on there. What's your expectation for Bam Rodriguez's future?
We've already matched. I mean, that's how the contract works. You know, we received the offer. They asked us to match. We matched it, and we moved forward with Bam Rodriguez. Spoke to Robert Garcia on Sunday. He asked me to look at dates for Bam's next fight, and that's what we expect.
Do you expect Bam to be working with you after this fight?
Contraction. Yeah, I mean, it's done. So, you know, we'll see. I mean, look, there's always twists and turns and people trying to break contracts, but you know, as far as we're concerned, it's very simple.
What about Shakur Stevenson? Is there an ongoing future after this fight?
Who knows? Love to work with Shakur again. You know, I think a lot of these guys, you know, I think guys that haven't been with us for a long time, or guys that I say don't have any loyalty, because ultimately Shakur doesn't have to have any loyalty. You know, we didn't back him from the start. We didn't give him loads of opportunities and multiple paydays and, you know, stuff like this. So if we present something that Shakur Stevenson likes, we have a really good relationship. I think he's a great man. I think he's a great fighter. I'd love to work with him, but if we don't have the deal for him, he ain't going to sign with us. A bit like Canelo Alvarez. We did, 7 fights with Canelo, and then we ran out of options for him. He went elsewhere. And that's fine, you understand that. But as long as you can always have that transparency, I don't have an issue with it.
Can you clue me on this? Because Turki Al-Sheikh right now is investing in yourself, he's investing in Zuffa Boxing and Dana White. Is it like Turkey just wants to own Pepsi and Cola and give that to the fans?
He's not investing in Matchroom.
You know what I mean? In that sort of way, like he's got the sponsorship side on with Riad season on.
I think the better way to put it is Turki Al-Sheikh's investing in the sport. You know, I think that it's what he's doing is brilliant for the ecosystem of boxing. Yeah, I think he's a shareholder. He has invested in TKO. That's a little bit different. So it'd be interesting to see. But I think he just likes to be involved in the sport across multiple levels. You know, we have an agreement with these guys to promote the ring shows moving forward, which is a blessing for us. I think we're doing a great job. You've got the sponsorship side. You've got a big deal with Riad season for snooker and for darts. So they're a very big partner of ours. And you know, we respect them and they respect us. So I don't, you know, in the nicest possible way, with or without Turki Al-Sheikh, our business is massive, but we much prefer with. Do you know what I mean? And so does boxing. So we're relaxed.
Eric Hawani alluded to some whispers on the ground that a lot of media people have heard for quite a while, being that there might have been some sort of fallout between Teofimo Lopez and Frank Warren, which means that you guys get the advantageous position to then promote the ring shows. Is that the case? Is that what led to this? Is this something you expect to?
I don't know. You know, I know that obviously Queensbury have had a long run in promoting those shows. We've promoted some shows as well. Like I said, we got the agreement to do these few ring shows moving forward. Great opportunity for us. We promoted December 27th as well in Riad. I'm not aware of any issues, but it's not a question for me.
So cool. Questions before I let you go. Anthony Joshua, you spoke to Anthony Joshua. What was his mood like? What's his expectation for what everyone wants to do for?
I think AJ is he's a very positive guy. What he's been through, you wouldn't wish on anybody, but also, the families of Cena and Lats have got all our thoughts and prayers, AJ is a super positive guy. He's training, more to keep his mind right and more to recover from his injuries than to return to boxing. I believe, because I know how AJ feels about the sport of boxing, that there is a good chance he will return, but that's a decision that he will make, no one else. There'll be no calls from me going, oh, look, mate, we got this opportunity. He will tell me when the time is right to start talking about boxing. And, the strength that he's shown is quite phenomenal. And, as always, we've got his back and we'll be there to support him through everything.
Does that timeline shift on the Fury fight? Will that not happen this year? He's got to return to the ring.
I think it's too early to say. I think it's quite likely we'd fight before a Fury fight, and he's not going to return to the ring for a while. So we'll see.
Any last thing, there was supposed to be an Adam Azim fight this weekend. There isn't supposed to be. A good opportunity for him to reply to Dalton Smith's world title win, but doesn't get it right now. What happened? What do you know?
I don't know. I thought Lemos was injured, but then they said then Azim got injured straight away after, which is strange. But look, Azim's a great fighter, good young man, and great fighter. So it's not my problem, but it's just sad that he's sort of not getting the momentum that I think his career needs.